It's the Wyatt family versus the Shield. Kinda. What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check, here with your October 9th, aka Hell in the Cell, Go Home Raw. We knew going into this Raw there was going to be a lot of celebrities, a lot of legends, and there was a lot of, oh my god, why are they going back to the old guys again? If you are one of those people, I will say with all due respect, get out of the video now. Just get out, because I'm sorry, if you take a look at the people they had involved in the show tonight and you think they don't have, sorry guys, my camera's doing a thing, and you think they don't have a contribution to make to the show, then you're an idiot, quite frankly. We found out on the pre-show that Cena and the Dudleys versus the New Day was going to be one of the events, so they were playing it up like it was the main event, and that Kane was suspended from Raw for basically mucking up the, why is my camera, there we go, for all his fucking around last week while the Authority was absent. We start off in Texas with Stone Cold Steve Austin talking about how he started his career in 1989 in the Sportatorium just down the road. Why is my camera, guys, hold on, here we go. There we go. Anybody who's ever listened to Stone Cold's podcast, anytime he's talking to anybody sort of old school, he talks about the Sportatorium a lot. If people can tell me what the fuck the Sportatorium is, other than it must have been a arena that they had performed in back in the day, sinuses being what they are, as usual, please let me know. He welcomes people to Raw. He hypes up the Mania that's going to be in Dallas next year. He plugs his podcast with Lesnar. Intro, Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the second, if not the largest name in wrestling, ultimately came out to introduce The Undertaker. I said on Twitter at this point, you cannot shit on this. You cannot find a downside to somebody like Austin coming out to introduce somebody like The Undertaker, and this being the start of Raw. This is, how can I say this? This is the final cap on, do you remember the WrestleMania, I think it was 30, where we had Hogan, Rock, and Austin all in the same ring at the same time. It was all the biggest names. It was your Mount Rushmore of wrestling. The only face that was missing in that scene, and obviously they couldn't have done it, was The Undertaker. So this was kind of cool. Kind of had a big, kind of gave Raw a pay-per-view vibe for a moment. Undertaker comes in, talks about how he has one last battle to fight and how he's going to make hell look like heaven Sunday. He's going to make Hell in the Cell so bad that hell is going to look like heaven. Lesnar comes out, and he's in there with Heyman, and he says, it's fitting that Sunday you're both going in bent on revenge. Brock Lesnar is looking to avenge the controversy at SummerSlam. Undertaker, you are desperate, you are lustful to avenge your loss of the streak. And then, just for old time's sake, my client Brock Lesnar conquered The Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. Lesnar will take his revenge on the you will live or die with a tainted legacy, dominating everybody in your path but my beast, Brock Lesnar. Undertaker comes back so quick, so right on the tick. Your problem is when you take everything away from a man, he fights like he's got nothing to lose. They tease a brawl. Lesnar goes all the way out to the ring and then bails. The entire time he's walking to the ring, Heyman losing his shit like he's legitimately scared for his client. Don't let him get in your head. He's in your head. This isn't your time. You need to get into his head. It's fucking great. John Cena and the Dudleys versus the New Day is the next match. Yeah. So Cena didn't open the show. He's not closing the show. He didn't have a match of his own. He didn't do a US Open challenge, and we'll get to that later on. But this is Cena's only participation in the whole night. Cena doesn't talk, which is great. The New Day have a promo. they said they go back to that old phrase, everything is bigger and booty in Texas. They make reference to a bunch of local Texas athletes who I'm assuming are on the injured reserve list. And Xavier Woods has the broken trombone that he used to beat up the Dudleys on SmackDown. Bubba and Kofi start the match. Slam by Bubba and a corner splash. Multiple Irish whips by Bubba. A Dusty Rhodes style flip flop and fly elbow by Bubba Ray. A slam and a double elbow by the Dudleys as we go to commercial break. Rotating quick tag mudhole by the New Day, which is fucking fantastic. Slingshot dropkick by Woods and Kofi to end off that little segment. Modified mic check by Woods on Cena while Cena's on his knees. Big E dances awkwardly and shakes his ass at Cena for reasons. Sidewalk slam by Big E on Cena. He picks up Cena in the sidewalk slam position, holds him, and keeps on gyrating, because that's not awkward. Cena pops up like a pimple on prom night, because that's what he does, and hits a really, I will have to admit, nice dropkick. Belly-to-belly overhead suplex by Big E on Cena is impressive. I can't read what that says. Devon hits multiple clotheslines to Woods and Kofi in the ring. Bubba eats post on the outside. Cena with a half-decent off-the-top rope to the outside crossbody on Big E. Woods rolls up Devon in all the confusion, and the New Day win. All 6 men brawl. 2 of the 3 New Day get away. Woods eats an attitude adjustment and a table super powerbomb by the Dudleys. They got their win, they got their beatdown, everybody's all nice and even going into the pay-per-view. Isn't that nice? We go to the commentators who talk about how Orton is not here tonight. They talk about how Orton mysteriously missed some dates on the Mexico tour, and it's assumed that the Wyatts have something to do with it. He's not here tonight, and after the commercial break, we're going to hear from Ambrose. We come back from commercial break. Ambrose is being interviewed by Renee Young. Says he has no doubt that the Wyatts had something to do with Orton's disappearance. I'm done with this shit. I'm calling out Strowman and Harper tonight. Harper. Keep that in mind. Harper. There's a Canadian political joke I could make there, being what day it is and all, and how somebody else came in just in time. But I won't, because it would be as bad as me dropping the 11-8 Blue Jays reference from tonight. That happened while I was watching Raw. Nikki and Alicia Fox versus Sasha and Naomi. Because WWE has to throw in Naomi, because I hate her, because reasons. Huge Sasha Banks chance before the match even starts. Sasha and Alicia start with a stiff collar elbow tie-up. And I say stiff for the women. I know it's not the same as the men's division, but the women, they do a stiff collar elbow tie-up, and it's good. Headlock by Alicia Fox and a shoulder tackle. Dropkick by Sasha and an armbar. Naomi sits on Alicia using her ass. My chair is doing a thing. It doesn't even want to be in. My chair doesn't even want to be in the part of the video where we talk about Naomi. So her big contribution before we go to commercial break is to jump up and sit on Alicia. Yep. We come back from commercial break. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker to Naomi by Alicia, which is great. A double vertical suplex by Nikki and Alicia. Headlock with a knee post by Nikki Bella. Naomi kicks, because kicks are hard. Big boot and a dropkick by Nikki. Snapmare and a surfboard stretch with a post by Alicia Fox. The psychology is great. They're both putting on different moves, but they're both doing it with a post in the back, working the back. It's great. Naomi kicks some more to remind us that kicks are hard. Clothesline by Nikki. Huge pop when Sasha tags it. Huge, gigantic pop. Naomi, you are officially the Janetti. Get the fuck out. Rolling clotheslines by Sasha. Running knees in the corner by Sasha. KO forearm by Nikki Bella. Some messy stuff by Naomi gets answered by a spinebuster by Nikki. Naomi tries a bulldog. Nikki says, fuck your shitty bulldog, throws her into the turnbuckles and hits her with the rack attack for the win. That's how it goes. No. Bulldog is not in Naomi's 3 moves of doom. She's got punches, kicks, and her ass. You try for a 4th move of doom, fuck your bulldog, rack attack, win. Good fucking shit. In the back, we review the Kane Rollins match from last week, and Triple H and HBK are seen talking backstage, which is nice. Shawn Michaels comes out, talks about Hell in the Cell, talks about the Cell match itself and the fact that he was in the first ever Hell in the Cell. Oh wait, I don't remember. Who was I in that match with? Oh yeah, The Undertaker. It's amazing that he's going to go in this Sunday and do it again. Talks about the other Hell in the Cell match with the Wyatts. Roman Reigns, Hell in a Cell. These two matches will steal the show. Rollins comes out, and realistically speaking, I wrote down what they said, but it's basically Seth Rollins coming out, doing the new guy with Shawn Michaels thing. I am you, but better. Shawn Michaels says, hey, I never tried to be anybody but better. I was always me. Roddy, rah. Rollins says he's done with it all. Says, hit my music, and nothing happens. Shawn Michaels lets him know that nobody's going to hit your music because you've got a match coming up next with Ryback. You're a number 2, I'm a number 1, now hit my music. His music hits and he leaves. It's fucking great. I wrote down everything they said, but really, picture any young person that's ever stepped up to Shawn Michaels, and it's that, verbatim. But we have Rollins versus Ryback, which is a thing, I guess. Corner tackle by Ryback. Ryback basketballs Rollins' head off the ring floor. Flair chops by Rollins is weird, or it's a tribute to the fact that Flair's there, or it's a tribute to his mentor, whose mentor's mentor is Ric Flair, or it's a fuck you to Shawn Michaels, whose mentor is also Ric Flair. You can take that however you want. Irish Rip and a one-chop knockdown by Ryback. You know, sort of a tit for tat. You want to do chops? I can do chops. One chop knockdown. It's good. Why is my phone doing a thing? Sorry. And we're back. Because reasons. Rollins eats the apron on the outside. Ryback eats steps on the outside. Suicide dive by Rollins takes Ryback right into the commentator's table, and from then on, the story, and it's even backed up by the commentators quite well, is the midsection of Ryback. Body scissors by Ryback, huge back body drop. Body scissors by Rollins, huge back body drop by Ryback, an enziguri by Rollins, and a spine buster by Ryback. Pedigree gets the win for Rollins after a cheap shot to the ribs. The whole time, not only are they pointing out the fact that Rollins has been working the ribs the whole match, they go through Kevin Owens' arsenal and all the things that will work on the midsection on Sunday. I think that was fucking fantastic for what we expect from the commentators these days. Then we have a match. Now, you guys know that I try to be the positive guy. I really, really do. I try to point out the positives. I try to point out why something could be happening on Raw, even when it doesn't look like it has any reason to happen at all. I started writing notes for this match, and about 3 or 4 lines in, I wrote, I don't care. Because we had a 6-man tag, Ziggler, Cesaro, and Neville versus Sheamus, Barrett, and Rusev. I used it. I used this time to dick around on Twitter. I'm not gonna lie. My buddy OKFave on Twitter made a good point that, after I made the point that there's only one American in the ring, that's Dolph Ziggler, OKFave responded with, yeah, none of these guys have a match on Sunday. Look at the stars in this ring right now. I guess stars is pushing it for some of them. Rusev, King Barrett, Sheamus. So Rusev, who was supposedly one of your big heels. King Barrett, who's the king of the ring, for whatever that's worth. Sheamus, who's Mr. Money in the Bank, for whatever that's worth. Neville, Cesaro, and Ziggler, who are 3 of your most popular characters in the company. None of them are involved in Hell in the Cell this Sunday. Just mull that one over for a second. I tore it off too soon because I really don't care. Everybody kicks everybody, and a brogue kick gets a quick roll up by Barrett on Ziggler, and the heels win. Much as I try to be positive, I don't care. I really don't. Ric Flair comes out because it's, you know, it's Legends Night. Talks about his history in Texas, which is great. Talks about WrestleMania in Texas, which is good. And he's the one to make the announcement that Ambrose is going to team up with Roman Reigns tonight. He's not going to be on his own against Strowman and Harper. Roman comes out to the ring to greet Ric Flair and thank him for the nice introduction. Wyatt appears on the ramp with Strowman and Rowan. Harper. Again, the Canadian political jokes I can make here are abound. Roman's all alone. He gets 2 chairs. He sets up one for himself, one for Bray Wyatt, and calls Bray Wyatt out to come into the ring. He says, don't worry, it's not like that. I just got a few things to say to you. And he does. He goes on a good promo. And WWE has learned. Bray Wyatt does not cut a promo in return. He just lets Roman Reigns' promo sit. Says, you're a bully, you kick people when they're down, you dig power, but you can't get it alone. You're scared, you're even scared to be in here with me right now. You're going to have, any minute now, you're going to put up a signal and all these guys are going to jump me. You can't call on them on Sunday. You are afraid of me, and you should be afraid of me. He takes out Wyatt, Rowan, and Strowman, all with chairs. He's joined by Ambrose as both stand tall. Now, you figure that when you come back from commercial break, the tag team match is going to be going on, but it's not. We go to the back, where Shawn Michaels is still taunting Rollins as they all talk to Triple H. Say there's 3 Wyatts out there, even though Rowan is back, so technically there's a 4th, but whatever. And there's only Ambrose and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is one of your main events at the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view this Sunday. Don't you want to protect that? Don't you want to make it 3-on-3? Anybody. And he taunts Rollins, Says, hey, he's the man. Why don't you put in him? And Rollins eventually gets tricked into, like, boasting himself up to say, you know, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to prove I'm the man tonight. It's not a Shield reunion. It's just one more opportunity to prove myself. And if they want to rehash old history, I might just have to take them out too. And it's just like, oh. There's going to be a clusterfuck because it's Shield kind of, but not really, versus modified Wyatt family version 3. So no. Charlotte versus Brie is a thing. So, you know, you're going to face my sister on Sunday, so you have to face me tonight. Good match though. Running out of breath and losing my voice. That's pop with way too much ice in it, and it just tastes like shit now. Just tastes like shit, but I need... These are high quality vids I do for you guys. You guys can sit here and listen to me fumble over my words and complain about my drink. Charlotte versus Brie. Collar and elbow tie and a slam by Charlotte to start. Rolling figure 4 headlock slams by Charlotte is another maneuver that I just absolutely love. Charlotte tosses out Brie with the mounted 10 punches by Charlotte. Nikki takes the belt and distracts so that Brie can get a snake eyes on Charlotte. Mudhole by Brie and a running knee. Brie throws Charlotte's face into the mat twice. Just grabs her by the hair, throws her face in the mat twice. It's great. Headlock with a knee post by Brie. Obviously, she was watching her sister and their friend earlier and taking notes. Bulldog by Brie and a choke on the ropes. Another bulldog by Brie and a posted headlock. Brie throws Charlotte's face at the mat one more time, which is a perfect setup for... Say it loud. Say it proud. Fuck me. Say it loud. Say it proud. Brie Bella comes back with the Daniel Bryan silly kicks. Oh, yes. Flare chops by Charlotte. A splash, a neck breaker, a spear, and a figure 8 gets the win for Charlotte. Obviously, because YWC rulebook says that the Bellas have to be the punching bag at some point. Mark Henry versus Kevin Owens was not a match I expected. I'm not gonna lie. Headbutt and a toss out by Mark Henry. Kitchen sink by Henry and a mudhole stomp by Owens. Another headbutt and a slam by Henry. Running senton by Owens and a mudhole by Owens. Headbutt again and a mudhole by Henry. Henry, once he's got Owens down, screams in Owens' face, "You're a part-time bully. I've been a bully for 19 years. That's fucking fantastic. Use that as the soundbite for your next Be a Star campaign. Just do it. A headbutt, another one, because Mark Henry's got an amazing moveset, and an Irish whip. An Irish whip and a splash by Henry, a super kick, and a pop-up powerbomb on Mark fucking Henry by Kevin Owens. Gets Owens the win. I mean, you knew he was going to win somehow, but you figured in facing somebody like Mark Henry that you were going to have him end the match in some other kind of... He looked... Okay, it was a little haggard. It was a little bit of a struggle, obviously. But pop-up powerbomb on Mark Henry. I'm just saying, it was fucking great. Owens gets the win. Henry came into this match kicking and headbutting and being big and getting dropped on his ass. Ryback comes out after the match. Owens tries to leave. Henry attacks Owens on the outside and feeds him to Ryback. Ryback, who has a finishing maneuver, who has applied that finishing maneuver on larger people like the Big Show and Mark Henry, has to resort to a powerbomb for Kevin Owens. Now, I know it's to prove a point. Kevin Owens' thing is the powerbomb, but you modify your finishing move, you modify your statement-making move when you can't do it to somebody. So this made Ryback look weak in my opinion. But also, I do have to say, Ryback on one side, Mark Henry on the other side, Kevin Owens stuck in the middle. How is Kevin Owens still the bad guy in that scenario? Is he not the victim of two babyfaces being heels? Just saying. Just saying. We get some updates on the card for the pay-per-view. That six-man tag that I didn't care about on Raw is going to happen again on the kickoff, which is nice, I suppose. Neville, Cesaro, and Ziggler versus Sheamus, Rusev, and Barrett is going to happen on the Hell in the Cell kickoff because Strowman and Harper, who's somewhere, versus Ambrose and Orton, who's somewhere, apparently isn't happening anymore. We could have Strowman versus Ambrose, but, you know, that's just too much to ask for. And John Cena will be defending the United States Championship at Hell in the Cell against... We don't know. There's a John Cena Open Challenge on the pay-per-view. I can only hope that the rumors about Tyler Breeze are true, but be that as it may. As I say, Shield versus the Wyatts. Kind of. Once all six men are down there, and by six men I mean Rollins, Reigns, Ambrose, Wyatt, Rowan, and Strowman, crowd erupts in that this is awesome chance. They have the standoff like they did when the actual real Shield versus Wyatt's feud started, except it's Strowman instead of Harper, except Rollins is in the corner with his belt, not giving a fuck about the standoff, and getting booed by the crowd, and the crowd pops huge when he falls in line with his former Shield brothers, and they actually do the proper stare-off. But as soon as they break that off, Rollins tries to take charge, tries to tell Ambrose and Roman what to do. Ambrose is just like, sure, whatever you say, champ, whatever you say, champ. Lets him start the match. Rollins starts against Rowan, but quickly tags to Roman. Tackle by Rowan and right hands by Roman. This is, you got Roman, Rowan, and Strowman in this match. This is going to be, I'm going to fall all over myself. I do it anyway. This is the kind of match that they do just on purpose, just to fuck me up. Roman and Ambrose double team for a while. Headbutts by Rowan, crossbody by Dean on Bray. Mudhole on Bray by Rollins. Boot by Bray and a gutbuster onto Rollins by Bray Wyatt. Commercial break. As we're coming back from the commercial break, both Strowman and Ambrose are getting hot tags into the match. Hangman by Ambrose, body avalanche by Strowman. Ambrose runs across the ring, rebounds, tries to go back against Strowman. Strowman doesn't actually move. Ambrose just kind of collides with him and falls down. It's more impressive than I'm making it sound, I'm sure. Knee drop by Ambrose on Rowan. Rowan stands on Dean's head, which is always a good thing. Gut shots by Strowman, a snap suplex and a senton by Wyatt, and then a headlock to remind us that he's a bad guy. The bad guys in WWE will always remind you. In case you forgot, I know the WWE universe are busy. They got work, they got school, they got family drama, they got social drama, they got a lot of things on their mind. They may not remember who the bad guys is. Here's the headlock. I'm a bad guy. Wyatt eats turnbuckle. Strowman takes out Roman on the outside. Top rope missile dropkick by Ambrose. Rollins short arms Dean Ambrose when Dean Ambrose goes for the tag and fucks off. Corner splash and a pump handle slam by Rowan. Rebound clothesline by Ambrose. Hot tag to Roman, which gets a pretty decent pop, I will have to admit. High clothesline in the 10 clotheslines in the corner on Rowan. Drive-by Samoan drop, Samoan drop, Superman punch, and almost gets the spear in, but that standing choke thing that Strowman does makes, you know, Roman the quintessential ragdoll for a couple of seconds. Ambrose beats down Strowman with a kendo stick, or tries to. He just whacks away at him as he stands there. Gets the DQ. Wyatts get the win by DQ. 3-on-1 beatdown by the Wyatts on Ambrose. Roman makes the save with a pretty decent, for his size, suicide dive over the top. Roman sort of takes out everybody. Wyatt leaves. Strowman leaves. Rowan is obviously going to be the jobber in this match. He eats the spear so that Roman Reigns can stand tall at the end of the night, so that Wyatt doesn't look weak, so that the new guy Strowman doesn't look weak. They brought in Rowan to eat the pin on this match, I think. They did nothing to explain where Luke Harper is, other than say that he might be wherever Orton is, and that's fucking weak sauce. The Wyatts retreat. Roman Reigns stands tall going into the pay-per-view. All in all, some fun stuff. The Divas matches were good. Naomi's useless as usual. The Legends were used, but not too much. The only ones that put themselves over were the ones that have a match on Sunday. Ric Flair didn't spend a lot of time putting himself over. Shawn Michaels did, but it's to be expected. The banter between him and Rollins was great. Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out just for the purpose of introducing Undertaker and Lesnar was a really nice touch, especially in Texas. Get the last ditch effort to plug the podcast that's actually happening right now. I'm going to watch it as soon as I'm done this. It was really, really good. I mean, obviously it's Texas. You're going to have Undertaker. You're going to have Austin. You're going to have Shawn Michaels. It's going to happen. It is. I thought they were used great. I thought they weren't overused. There weren't a whole lot of backstage segments. Shawn Michaels helped along that story to the main event, which I thought was great. Everything's been built up, though. Kevin Owens is looking strong going into his title match. The Dudleys and the New Day have been constantly sort of playing up their feud. The Divas are looking alright. I'm really looking forward to Nikki versus Charlotte. Taker versus Lesnar will be what it'll be. Wyatt versus Roman will be a testing ground for both of them, in my humble opinion. John Cena Open Challenge. How do you... I know he's not the main event, and that's not what we're buying the pay-per-view for, but he is one of the title holders. It is one of the title matches. How do you get excited for a match when you don't know who one of the competitors is? I know we went through a long period of time a couple years ago where matches were just added the day of, and it was bullshit, and a lot of them involved Brodus Clay. I won't say too much about John Cena, but I will say I expect a little bit more from John Cena than I do from Brodus Clay. Although... If I'm keeping up with TNA correctly, I think Brodus Clay is their new #1 contender, which just makes me shudder a lot. It was a good show. It got a lot of shit done. I wasn't as excited coming out of the show, considering all the legends that were coming back for one night. I really thought in some way, shape, or form Sting would be there, even if it was just in a video montage, or sort of like a lights flicker and the birds flap and give the idea that Sting's there. But I know why they're not, because he's going up against the Demon. Not having Kane on the go-home show was a bit of a questionable move, creative-wise. But, I mean, who's buying the show for the title match? I mean, really. Like, it might be a decent match. Rollins is great. Rollins is better than a lot of people give him credit for. But who's buying Hell in the Cell for the title match? Not me. Not me for damn sure. Why am I dinging? Why am I dinging so damn much? Anyways, that's about it. I'm done rambling. This Wednesday should, all things being equal, be the tackle preview for Hell in the Cell. It's going to be myself. It's going to be Black Cat Feline. It's going to be Guapo. It's going to be a good fucking time. It should be up Wednesday night / Thursday morning. Hope you guys tune in and hope you guys enjoy that. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I've been Spaz, your YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there. Talk down there. Start a conversation. Keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, I'm tagging out. Bye, guys.